Welcome to the Simply for Dogs podcast, where we'll discuss the best of the best in dog products, share stories, and go over everything you could ever need to be the best dog owner on earth. Here's your host, Franklin Medina.
Hey, and welcome to the SimplyForDogs.com podcast episode number 2. Mommy, Don't Leave Me, Dealing with Separation Anxiety in Dogs. I am your host, Franklin Medina, and welcome to today's episode. In case you missed yesterday's episode number 1, we discussed knowing when it's time to let go of your dog. So if you missed that episode, simply head on over to www.SimplyForDogs.com/01. If you're tuning in for the very first time, thanks again for taking time out of your busy day to listen to the SimplyForDogs.com podcast, where we cover the best dog tips, strategies, and stories to help you become the best dog owner in the world. In today's episode, we are going to discuss some of the following topics. Separation anxiety defined. We're going to talk about why dogs are not stupid. We're going to discuss curing separation anxiety. We're going to also talk about the next steps that you need to take in order to cure separation anxiety in your dogs. We're going to discuss when you're back home, right? Because a lot of the anxiety comes when you leave your home and also when you come back. So we're going to discuss what to do when you're back home. And we're going to discuss about having the right tools like crating. Crates are a great way to train your dog, especially if a dog has separation anxiety. There are certain things you can do with a crate, amongst other things, that will help you in that process. So we're going to discuss a little bit about crating. So without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Millyanne, take it away.
Mommy, Don't Leave Me, Dealing with Separation Anxiety in Dogs. So here's how it goes. You're on your way to work, and as you leave, your dog starts crying a lung up. You try to console her, but it doesn't work. And you leave feeling like the worst person who ever walked the earth. Or you take her out for a drive, exit the car and say, "I'll be back in a minute, sweetie." And the howls follow you into the grocery store, or the bank, or the post office. And ultimately, someone comes in and says, "I think there's something wrong with that dog out there." Yes, there is something wrong. It's called separation anxiety. And it might horrify you to know that it is the second most common reason why people either give dogs away or have them euthanized. As a side note, the most common reason isn't much more palatable either. It's because people find out that they can't afford their pets. But back to separation anxiety. What is it? Why does it happen? And what can you do about it? Separation anxiety defined. Separation anxiety, simply stated, is a behavioral problem that manifests in barking, whining, excessive drooling, and destructiveness. It can be hard to correct because much of the time we are actually aggravating it without meaning to. Think about this. Do you make a huge fuss over your dog when you get home? I don't pretend to know everything about the way dogs think, but it seems to me that what you're saying is, being home is such a good thing. Your dog takes it to the next logical conclusion and decides, then being away must be a very bad thing. Your dog becomes concerned when you are away, and every time you make a big deal out of coming home, you are telling him that your absence is a reason for stress. Dogs are not stupid. Now, having discussed real stress due to separation anxiety, let's talk about your manipulative dog. No, seriously. True separation anxiety is caused when a dog fears the absence of what he perceives to be a member of his pack, for whatever reason. But according to dog whisperer Cesar Millan, there is also such a thing as simulated separation anxiety. The symptoms are the same, but the behavior is actually learned. Your dog knows perfectly well that if he acts out when you leave, you will pay attention to him. In short, you are rewarding him for bad behavior. He isn't really stressed, and he doesn't really have separation anxiety. He just knows that if he makes a big fuss, you are going to pet him and snuggle him, and tell him what an awesome boy he is. Curing separation anxiety. If the separation anxiety is simulated, it can be fairly easy to correct. Crating is often a good solution. Put your dog in his crate a few minutes before you are ready to leave. Ideally, you should start crating when your dog is a puppy, but it is never too late to start. Harsh as it sounds, put the dog in the crate and ignore him. He will probably cry and you will probably be tempted to let him out. But if you do, you are just reinforcing the undesirable behavior, telling him in effect that crying will get him what he wants. Start the training by letting him out before he starts to cry. so that he will know that you will never really abandon him. Then increase the crating time. If he cries, hard as it might be, ignore him until he stops. Then let him out. You are trying to teach him calmness and patience. Of course, you can put toys and food in the crate. You don't want your dog to think that he is being punished or that the crate is not a good place to be. But always be consistent. That means not giving in to crying. That is exactly the behavior you want to correct. The next step. Now begin taking your dog out of the crate when you are ready to leave the house. Teach him to wait at the door and stay. If he knows what you expect from him, he will become more confident. Then, when you leave, just do it quietly. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't provide a whole lot of clues that tip your dog off to the fact that you're leaving, rattling keys, checking messages on your phone, and so on. And here's one of the best things you can do. Leave and come back. Open up the garage door, start the car, back it out, and then come back. Do it again. Maybe even do it a third time. This will reinforce in your dog's mind the idea that no matter how many times you go away, you will always come back. You will never leave him. You're back. Now when you come home, don't make a big production. You might want to get down on the floor with your dog, hug him and say, "Oh, Mommy missed you so much." But don't do it. Coming home should be perfectly ordinary. Hard as it might be, if your dog has separation anxiety, the best thing you can do is ignore him. Come in, hang up your coat, put away the groceries, you get the idea. Then you can pay attention to your dog. See how it works? Going away is no big deal. Neither is coming home. It's just stuff that happens. More about crating. I can't stress enough that crating is the best way to begin curing separation anxiety. One of the best crates on the market today is available from Amazon. It's the Oxcord PTCG20 double-door folding metal pet crate. And right now, it's just $29.95, down from $33.95, and shipping is free. It can help your dog to develop the self-confidence he needs to know that you are not going to leave him, and that he will be safe while you are away.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode, and make sure to tune into tomorrow's episode number 3, in which we discuss the topic, what to do when your dog hates your significant other. Now, before we part ways, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't mean to laugh, but that's a great topic, and that's actually a good article we wrote, and I think you'll enjoy that one quite a bit. It just brings back some memories of some stories that I have shared, that I have heard from some of my friends regarding their furry ones and some of their new either girlfriends or boyfriends. So you're going to enjoy that one. So make sure to tune into tomorrow's episode. Now, before I part ways, just like in the last episode, I wanted to make sure that if you're tuning in for the very first time and you didn't listen to episode 1 and you're listening to this one, we have a monthly contest giveaway where we give away great prizes at the end of 30 days. So in other words, let me rephrase that. We have a 30-day monthly contest giveaway. So we give away one big prize at the end of 30 days. But what makes our contest great is that we give away smaller prizes on a daily basis. So we do this to be able to spread the wealth around and make sure that we get a lot of our community members to, one, participate, two, to give them the opportunity to win, either the smaller prize and or the grand prize, because the small prize winners can also win the grand prize. So, we make sure that we created the contest in this format so that it gives a lot of people a great opportunity to win. So anywhere between 30 and 31 people end up winning at the end of the month. And we give away anywhere between 30 and 31 prizes. So it's chock full of nuts. So make sure you head on over to www.SimplyForDogs.com/giveaway and enter to win, either the small prize or the grand prize. Now, I will mention the smaller prize winners are chosen randomly, right? Because those, we pretty much take all the pool of participants that have joined and we put it into the software and it kind of spits out like a random name. So those are chosen randomly. I've seen people who have signed up the day before win the next day. So whether you're joining in at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the month, don't feel like you can't win because it's only 5 days left. You can still win the small prize. Now, the grand prize is based on entries. There have been people who have won the grand prize that have, joined the contest only like 7 days left. but because they're like super highly aggressive, they've gone in and they've, looked at all the ways of winning, which is based on entries. So for example, if you you sign up for our newsletter, you'll get 10 points. You sign up for, let's say, you follow us on Twitter, you'll get another 5 points, right? Something like that. So the more entries you participate, the more chances you have on winning. So make sure you head on over to the contest page, read all the rules, right? And whether you can fulfill a lot of those entries, and just the more entries you can. A lot of people don't have social media accounts. So, those are points that, they won't be able to get as a result of not having social media accounts. So, we make sure we put in as many opportunities as possible. Now, you get points for referring friends, right? So you might not have a social media account, but you might have, 200, 300 people on your email list that you can send off an email to, and they can participate. So I've seen, a lot of people that don't have a Twitter, but have a Facebook, but also have a lot of buddies and friends and so on and so forth, and do very, very well in this contest. So make sure that you follow the rules on the contest page and make sure you participate, because you can only win. You got to be in it to win it, as they say. Now, if you follow us on Facebook, and you can find that link at www.SimplyForDogs.com/FB, as in Facebook. You can, if you like us, you'll get notifications when we post something to our page, which we do announce the winners on our Facebook page and also on our Twitter page. I got to take a breath here. Also on our Twitter page, and you can find that at www.SimplyForDogs.com/Twitter. Now, I'm speaking a little fast because I am empathetic of your time, and I don't want to drag this out, giving you all these bunches of links. Now, you could find the show notes, because we do provide a transcript of this. So whether you're in the car, you're going to and from work, back home, whatever, it doesn't matter, guys. You can simply go home, go to this following link, www.SimplyForDogs.com/02, and that'll take you to today's episode, where you'll find all the links, you'll find the transcripts. You can download the transcripts. We provide it in a kind of a beautiful PDF form for you guys that might be offline during the daytime and you want to read today's article. You can find it there. And last but not least, please subscribe to today's show. In the beginning of every podcast, it is pivotal that we get a lot of subscribers, because the more people subscribe to the podcast, it just tells iTunes that, hey, people are liking this. Give it some love. Put it up on the top of the page for iTunes, and give it the visibility it needs. And we can only do that with your help. So if you like my sexy voice and you like the content that we're providing, please return the love. Just ask for a nice little love. Just go in and, subscribe to the show, give us a rating and review, and we would greatly appreciate it. All right, guys. So I'm going to part ways now. Yes, I am leaving, but only for a day, because I will be back tomorrow with tomorrow's episode. All right, guys, because this is a 7-day podcast. All right, guys, so I'll see you tomorrow in tomorrow's episode. Make sure you check that one out. And love you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a great, great day. Bye now.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Remember to visit www.SimplyForDogs.com to read the latest and greatest in dog stories. Take care.